Hello YouTube, I'm Stuart, and today I'm reviewing the Westcott X-Drop, as you can see behind me. Now, I love these things for a few reasons.
No! They're terrible and I hate them. Roll intro! Hello YouTube, I am Ben Lucas and we are doing a review of the Westcott X-Drop. So we each independently bought one of these systems, so we are doing a cooperative review today. Stuart here is a fan.
Doing the pros.
Yeah, me not so much. But we want to give you all of the facts about this particular system so that you can decide for yourself. So the way that you see it set up behind me, that's it. That's the only way you can set it up. It's vertical only. Not such a fan.
Well, it is vertical only, but it's also extremely small. This is the size of this whole system. Once you have one of these all compacted up, and this bag could hold about 3 backdrops. This whole thing in this size, I think that's pretty great.
Yeah, but how good is portability if it's not functional? So these can only be set up in a vertical orientation. You can't set it up horizontal, which makes it almost useless for video, like we're doing right now.
Yeah, the only way you're using these for video is if you're like sitting at a desk in like a streaming setup where it's really close, just kind of a talking head. Then you could use it for video.
But your whole thing was that it's portable if you're doing it at your desk.
Well, you can still use it for video, technically.
When I said this is what you get, this is exactly what you get. It goes from 1 inch above the floor to 7 feet tall. They're 7-foot backdrops. That's it. You can't raise or lower this like you could with another setup that's either hanging from a clamp or on a crossbeam.
In addition to this whole package being very small, it's also very lightweight, only 4.5 pounds, which is less than 1 C-stand. This is not a system that's going to be breaking your back as you're moving it from shoot to shoot.
I would say, as you see the wind blowing through here behind us, that it is too lightweight. We had an issue with this earlier where we had to anchor the back, and if you're having to bring a bunch of sandbags with you because it's too lightweight and flimsy, is that really portable?
I mean, it's still 4.5 pounds.
Is it?
Technically.
Is it? Another thing I don't like about this system is when you buy into this system, you are buying into this system. I have a lot of other backdrops that have grommets and go on your standard crossbeam, but the grommets aren't going to be spaced that space, so you can't use them on this system. Plus, they're not necessarily going to have the bottom corners. They're not going to be sized the same. If I have a 10-foot wide backdrop, you can't use that on this system. So you're kind of locked into their proprietary backdrops.
Well, of their proprietary backdrops, they have very, very many choices. They've got your standard blacks, they've got green screen, they've got all sorts of textures and colors and patterns. They even have giant reflector backdrops, so you could turn this thing into a huge reflector out on a shoot. So yeah, they might be proprietary, but you get a lot of different options, and they're not too terribly expensive either.
But by far, my biggest complaint about this system is actually how large the footprint is. So you see that this base, it is a 5-foot wide base, but it is a triangle and it's almost just as deep. So if you're trying to set this up in your small streamer studio, or you're trying to set it up in a client's conference room, you need a 5-foot by 5-foot thing just for your backdrop, versus a normal backdrop, you have 2 C-stands and it's going to have a much shallower footprint, or better yet, you're going to have a pop-up reflector with like a clamp to a single C-stand, which is what I do for my triple-click photo booth, link in the description if you want to see more videos about that. But you can get a lot smaller footprint a lot of different ways, and so if you're restricted on how much studio space you have, which, let's be honest, studio space isn't cheap, then that's a pretty huge drawback.
Yeah, but again, small, light, lots of backdrops. I mean, it speaks for itself.
Does it though?
Yeah, it does.
So that is just the humble opinion of these two YouTubers.
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to give you some of the facts and figures about the X-Drop background system by Westcott. So even though it is portable and lightweight, unless that is your top priority, there are a lot of drawbacks to this system. I did buy one with my own money. This is definitely not a sponsored video. We just wanted you to know before you buy into the system. So, do you own one? What do you think? Go ahead and leave your thoughts about the X-Drop down below in the comments. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can hit that button right there.
And if you want to subscribe to my channel, which you should click that button right there.